Hello friends. So in today's tutorial I will show you how you can use Procreate's symmetry tool to make a snowflake pattern. Now since it's Christmas time, so I thought why not make a snowflakes pattern which will be really easy to make using the symmetry tool in Procreate. So let's start by making a new canvas. So I click on this plus sign and I'll click on this icon and you can choose any size you want, but as usual I'll take my 3600 by 3600 pixel at 300 dpi and I'll click on create. And now to toggle on the symmetry tool we have to click on this wrench tool and here click on canvas and here you'll find drawing guide. So toggle it on and here you can edit the drawing guide, and here you see there's 2D grid, there's isometric, perspective and symmetry. So we are going to use the symmetry, and if you click on the options you find different types of symmetry like vertical, horizontal, quadrant and radial. So for this tutorial I'll use the radial one and will keep assisted drawing on but will not toggle on the rotational symmetry. And I will click on done. So for the palette, I will take this simple Snowflakes palette. It is a monochromatic palette, but you can take any palette of your choice. And for the background color, let's take the darker blue. And first we'll drop in the dark blue color for the background. Then I'll click on the layers panel and click on this plus sign to make a new layer. Now as you can see, this layer is not assisted, so if it is not assisted you will not be able to use the symmetry tool. So you have to tap on this layer and you have to click on drawing assist. So what I usually do is I usually make 2-3 duplicates of this layer so that it will be easy for me, while going forward. I don't have to make every layer assisted each and every time. So I'll click on the first layer, and as usual I will keep all my colors separate so that if later I want to recolor it, I can do that easily. So let's first take any color. Let's start from the lighter ones. Now you can't see your drawing guide in this darker color, so what I'll do is I'll click on canvas again and click on edit drawing guide, and I'll change the color of my guide. So you can do this by dragging it here. You can change the color of your guide, and I will click on done. Now I don't want to make all the snowflakes in the middle because as I'm making it as a pattern, so I want it tossed around on the canvas. So what I will do is I'll click on this wrench tool again and I'll click on edit drawing guide. Now here you get this one. Now you can move this center point anywhere you want. So what I will do is I'll just move it somewhere here and I'll click on done. Here I'll start drawing my my snowflakes. And I will click on, let's choose a brush. You can take any brush that you want. Let's take this dry ink one. And let's see, I like the size. So if you hold it, you'll get this straight line. And you can leave it here. Now there is not any particular design for snowflakes. I'm just doing it the way I want it to look like, and you can do the same. Okay, so we are done with our first snowflake. Now I'll again click on this wrench tool and click on edit drawing guide, and I'll move the center point to somewhere else. Let's have it here, and I'll click on done. And you can take the same color if you want to, or if you want to change the color, you can always draw it in a separate layer. So let's maybe use a different color here. Now, as I said, I'm not looking for any reference here, so I'm just doing it the way I want to do it, and you can do the same. Now, if you want to make it smaller, you can click on this move tool and maybe reduce the size here. Now I'll click on another layer, and again I'll click on this wrench tool, and I'll click on edit drawing guide, and I'll make a different one here. And let me also take a different color. So there is no particular rule about how your snowflake should look like, so you can make it however you want to make. Okay, so now I think I'm happy with how it is looking. Maybe I'll just improve this one a little bit. Now remember, as you have moved your center point to somewhere else, now if I try to do anything here, it will not look good and it will not be in perfect symmetry. So what I have to do is I want to edit a design, then I have to bring this center point just in the middle of this. You can zoom in to see and try to keep it at the center. So let's see now by drawing. Yeah, so it's good. Okay, so I'm happy with all of this. Now what we are going to do is I'll just toggle off the drawing guide and we'll try to make our pattern here. So first thing I'll do is I'll duplicate all of this. First I'll group it and I will duplicate this group so that we'll get a different set. Also you can make it smaller if you want to. Now remember, always make it smaller, never make it bigger, larger than it is already, because it may appear more pixelated if you do that. So I'll just quickly arrange all of this wherever I want to. Okay, so I can just keep on tweaking this, but this tutorial will become really long. So for now I'm okay with this, and what I'll do is I will just group everything and I'll delete this layer. I don't need it now. You can bring in the background layer into the group, and I always duplicate my original so that I can save it if I mess up anything. And with this group, what I'll do is I'll duplicate it 4 times. Now click on the first one, click on the move tool, make sure your snapping and magnetic is on, and we are going to drag the whole canvas towards the top left corner. I'll click on the second group, click on the move tool and drag it to the top right corner. Click on the third one, click on the move tool, drag it to the bottom left corner, and similarly the last one, drag it to the bottom right corner. And now I'll just quickly arrange all my layers. So arranging them and merging them like this helps me to keep everything organized. Now I just have to fill up these gaps. Now to do that, I already have my original. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate some from my originals Now you can rearrange the ones that is already present also. Okay, so this tweaking will just go on and on. So for now, I'm happy with the pattern, and let's test it if it is repeating properly or not. So to do that, I'll swipe with 3 fingers towards down, and I'll click on copy all, and again swipe 3 fingers towards down and click on paste. So this will give you a flattened layer of your pattern, and you can just duplicate it about 4 times. Click on the first one. Now to make the snapping easy, I'll just group the rest of the elements and I will toggle it off so that we can easily snap these layers. I'll click on magnetics and snapping. Now this time we are going to bring each of the corners towards the center. So click on the next one and bring this corner to the center. Similarly, do it with the other two. And as you can see, it is repeating properly. Of course, you can take your own time to make it even more pretty, or make the repeat more complex. But overall, this is the process to make your snowflakes pattern using the symmetry tool. So I hope it was easy for you, and I'm sure you'll also have a lot of fun using the symmetry tool in Procreate. See you in the next video. Bye.